Do you get shoulder pain or neck pain with lateral raises in the gym? I'm Dr. Morgan Riggins. I'm a physical therapist at Opal Movement Therapy, and today we are going to talk about how to perform lateral raises with weights in the gym without pain, right? And with better mechanics. So I'm going to show you my lateral raise first, and I'll show you from the back view because that's where we pick up on most of the cheats. So in this position, I'm standing up nice and tall. My head is stacked over my neck and my trunk. I have a little soft bend in my knee. And then my shoulder blades just float apart to accomplish the lateral raise. I stop right at about 90 degrees. On the way down, those shoulder blades return to their home position, and then they float up. My neck is staying nice and relaxed. So from the side here, I'm in my nice neutral position. My shoulder blades are separating. And this is lovely. It feels good. I feel the work in my delts, in my shoulders. I don't feel any strain in my neck. Now, let me show you what I see a lot of times in the gym and in the clinic. I see this move where the shoulder blades are getting pinched together. We're flinging the hands up. From the side view, I'm arching at the back. My chin is jutting forward. This is uncomfortable. I don't even want to demo anymore, and I'm only using 5 pounds. No. So let's break this down and let's talk about why this exercise is so difficult and it's hard to do well. But if you start paying attention to some of these key performance points, you'll feel a lot better when you perform them, and they can all of a sudden become a great way to prevent neck and shoulder problems as opposed to feeding into them. So the key is when we start to raise our arm up, the arm bone spins in the socket and the shoulder blade upwardly rotates. And so it normally lives a couple inches from our spine on either side. And when you start to do the lateral raise, that shoulder blade has to move a little bit further away from the spine. It's not going to move as much as we would if we were like doing a full overhead raise. But when we bring our arm out to the side, it does move away from the spine. And that's the hard part, because most of us, when we're walking around, our arms are at our sides, so those shoulder blades are in their home position. They're not out here where we do lateral raises. And a lot of us do things like computer work and desk jobs that would encourage some of these tissues to be nice and tight and restricted. And it may make it harder to let that shoulder blade freely move on the lateral raise. We also sometimes get cued to open up our chest and have better posture. And a lot of us may pinch the shoulder blades together to accomplish that. But now, if I pinch them together, they are directly going the opposite direction they need to go when I do my lateral raise, which means that if this part does not move and stay still, it means I have to crank out of the ball portion to accomplish it, or I have to start to pull with some of my neck muscles, which is why a lot of times we start to feel it in our traps and our neck, and it can be uncomfortable. So the key is, how do we allow the shoulder blade to move so that we can use our shoulder muscles like our deltoid and some of our upward rotators to accomplish the lateral raise and not put more stress on the neck and the actual shoulder joint. So let's break this down. We're going to use no weight to start. The key is starting to get familiar with that shoulder blade concept. And so sometimes it can be helpful just at rest to relax the neck. And we're not going to stand with them pinched together. We're going to let them relax. And then you're going to wiggle your fingers. You're going to think about kind of softening the elbow. And you're just going to float them up like angel wings. Just nice and easy. Because if I pretend to grip dumbbells and I'm ready to grip it and rip it, everything already tightened up through here. And it's only going to turn on more the more reps I do or the heavier I go. So instead, I want to really just kind of relax my arms, let them float up like angel wings and come back down. And we can appreciate how there's a little space between the shoulder blades, and it gets a little bigger and it comes back down. And it's not moving a ton, but it is moving enough to allow my shoulders and arms to move, as opposed to me having to borrow from the back or borrow from the neck to accomplish the same thing. As far as ways to keep us from cheating and using our neck and our back, we want to start in a really nice stacked position. So I'm up nice and tall, and my head is stacked right over my neck. If I feel like my chin is forward, I might do a little chin nod. And then I want to make sure that my ribs are stacked right over my pelvis. I don't want to be hanging out like this because now I have more of an arch here. My ribs are forward, my abs are not active. So to find that nice stacked position, I can arch my back, round my back, settle halfway in between. I can also tune into what are my abdominal muscles doing here. So if I feel like my ribs are still tipped a little bit forward, I can breathe in. I feel it expand, I exhale. I feel those abs kind of cinch my ribs down and flatten them onto my abdomen. Now my trunk is really nice and stacked and my abs are ready to rumble. I need to keep this position. I'll pivot so you can see. I need to keep that position so all of my core is really active, my legs, my glutes, they're all kind of ready for work. But now I have to remember to soften my neck. I don't need these muscles. I'm just gonna make little angel wings. It helps if you kind of lead with the elbow a little bit, nice and light. If this is really hard, we need to get better at separating them before we add weight. If you're really struggling, you've done all the stacking and you feel like you can't keep them from pinching, maybe do one arm at a time. See if you can just let that shoulder blade float apart. And if it's still really hard, sometimes we actually will hold a band, we'll pull a band down, and then we'll let it bungee ourselves up. This is a tricky concept. We teach it all the time in the clinic, but you may pick up on it really quick. And so we can add weight if it's going well, and I'm gonna go light, 5s. Before I mastered shoulder blade movement, I was trying to do lateral raises with like 15s in either hand. My neck would get tight, my upper back, like it just wasn't comfortable. And truthfully, when I train, I pretty much work with 5 to 8 pounds, maybe 10s if I'm like feeling super strong that day. And I'll show you what happens when I go heavier. So from the back view, it's easiest to see the shoulder blades. I stand up nice and tall. I'm thinking about my little chin nod, my ribs are stacked over my pelvis, these upper abs are on. And now I have a loose grip on the dumbbells. I'm relaxing my neck and jaw. And then I'm just gonna think about the arms floating up. So shoulder blades float apart and then they come together at the bottom. They're never pinching like this. They're always living in that home position a few inches from the spine. They float up and come down with control, just like so. Now, that feels good for me. I can probably get a set of 10 to 12 reps without starting to cheat. Let's see what happens when I go up. So these are gonna be 10s, and I maybe have 1 or 2 good reps in me today. Let's see. So we're gonna set myself up for success. I'm nice and tall. I have my ribs stacked over my pelvis. I can use that breath again so I can breathe in. Exhale, I feel those abs wrap around. I'm kind of bouncing my legs, it's a good base. And then I have a light grip on the dumbbells. And I'm just picturing those shoulder blades floating apart. And after every rep, I may have to settle again. I don't want to stay active because then I'm going to be tempted to pull with my neck. So in between every rep, I melt between the shoulder blades and float them apart. And I'm doing pretty good, but I don't have very more in me. Like that one, I can already tell I feel the muscles on the side of my neck starting to tighten up. And so I may need to just do fewer reps with that weight. But this is super cool because what used to increase some of my neck pain and shoulder symptoms, now I can master it, but I do have to check the ego at the door. And I just have to know, like in this workout, I'm gonna use somewhere between 5 to 10 pounds. It's gotten better, right? When you retrain your movement, certain muscles are gonna start performing better, things are gonna be feeling better, and with practice over time, you can build the strength to get back up to those heavier weights with good mechanics. But a lot of times, lateral raises are one where we have to unlearn some habits. And so if you have questions, please drop a comment on this video and we'll answer them. And then if you liked it, please hit subscribe to our channel. If you hit the bell icon, you'll get notifications. And then you can also check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We post there daily and we post on YouTube weekly.